Summon ancient and mystical powers. You cause a flicker of magic to momentarily exist in a place where magic cannot normally function. The prophecy, a parable. Hidden in a cave, deep beneath the sea, lie the answers to all of the questions I asked as a child. A fish is buoyant in the water and will perish on land. It breathes easily in its world. Only there can the fish flourish so that we can see its brilliance and grace. A goat is rugged and lives to climb rough terrain. It needs little and intuitively knows how to survive on whatever meager sustenance it can find. A goat knows not the way of the fish, but the fish knows all. The prophetess, in unlikely guise, looked to the moon and stars and spoke these words to me. Your abundance will be limitless, but it will not come from where you have been. You must put the goat to rest and journey to the waters of the unknown. Swim as a fish to the depths of your soul and bring back your jewels. It will be from this place of mystery that you will find light. Go into the darkness where you will connect with your truth and become whole. Leave the world that you know. Surrender to the essence of your soul. Go to the place of the feminine where your creative spirit resides. Delve into the mysteries. Your discoveries will be rewarded with infinite prosperity and riches. She foretold of a journey to a place with no map, where my guiding lights would flicker in the distance, and I would swim blindly, practicing trust and faith. She gave no time and no distance, for this place was timeless, existing always and everywhere. She gave no warnings, only the promise of finding my true home. She offered no encouragement, but spoke of my destiny. She told me of a hero who would take me for his queen. Vague though she was, I knew that she spoke the truth, and I never forgot. As the years passed, I wondered if I would ever put the goat to rest and be free to swim in the dark waters of my soul. I lost my way and struggled until the struggle ceased, only to begin again in another breath. I knew one day I would be free to journey, but I did not know my destination, and the time never seemed to come. My life felt like never-ending darkness, but I was not swimming in mystery. Life was dry and barren and hard, and my juice could not flow. The prophetess never said that the journey would be easy. She gave me no clue, no directions to this place I would have to go to find my riches. I was to find it on my own, in my own time. It was my journey, and no one knew where the road started or ended, least of all me. I stumbled and fell. I picked myself up like the goat that climbed the rugged mountains of the life I knew. The idea of swimming was foreign to my legs, which only knew the terrain of struggle and emptiness. A goat cannot swim. But the prophetess was right. Over time, my hero's voice called from a distance. My legs weakened. I could no longer climb, and my resolve to fight dissolved. With all of my strength, I went into battle for the last time, but I saw the futility of my struggle. I could no longer breathe on land, and I laid the goat to rest, as she had said I would. My knight offered me a pool to swim in so I could practice letting go. He loved me and softened me so that my body would flow with the currents. And with the promise of more to come, I surrendered. My body was worn from a lifetime of harsh winters, scorching summers, and hunters on my heels. Fighting had grown old, and I was tired. I felt myself melting from deep within. Glaciers around my heart turned to rivers flowing freely to the sea. All that I had known myself to be melted away. Who will I be without my form? Will I be left defenseless, weak, and alone? I no longer cared. It was too late to turn back. All that was left was a glowing globe at the center of my being. The path down into the waters of my soul appeared, and I chose to go, not knowing where it would lead me, what I would encounter along the way, or even if I could swim without drowning. I chose to go. I was willing never to return, if that's what it took to find what the prophetess promised I would find. Life on land no longer held me prisoner. Lost for most of the journey, following only instinct, I was carried by the currents, washed ashore by the crashing waves, and left to die. Wave after wave swept up my body, spiraling me down to the depths again and again. How long would this go on? Would I ever find home? Or was this home? As painful as the life I had left, this one also rendered me useless to steer my own course. I gave myself to the waters to do with as they would. I knew that this was my journey, the one she told me of years ago, the one that I had to take if I was ever to find my true home. If I had to die 1,000 deaths along the way, I would. Swimming endlessly through murky waters, heavy with the debris of those who had tried and failed, there was no sleep for me. Skeletons of demon drowned, trinkets left by those who brought with them too much to carry. They had mistakenly brought their world along, only to find it devoured by the sea. No other world exists below except that to which few are called. And when they are called, they swim naked from the shore, kissed farewell by the remaining rays of the sun. They bring nothing with them except their knowing that they are going home. This looked unlike any paradise I had imagined. Under the rocks, the craggy reefs, and behind thick patches of weeds, I could see glimmers of jewels. Schools of fish swam by so easily and freely. I wondered why I still struggled so. I was a goat trying to swim. I was too afraid to become a fish, loose, moving through the water with an undulating body, sensual, smooth, and wet. I had always loved the sea. As a child, it was the only place of which I had fond memories. But I had not had luck swimming when I was a girl. No one came to my rescue when I was caught beneath the water drowning, not even the man who was supposed to be my hero then. The water was not a safe place. It nearly took my life, and so I devoted myself to the land, to keeping my feet firmly planted on the hard soil, just to feel something solid beneath me. I lay defeated on the ocean floor, thinking that I too had failed. I had ceased being a goat on land, but had swum for years without my fins. A fish is supposed to glide through the water in a body buoyant and flowing, but my body ached from the needless struggle. Too weary to care any longer, lying there, the blackness blanketing my form, I sensed a light in the distance. Unable to swim towards it, I opened my mouth to cry out, hoping an answer would return my plea. In the sand by my face, I saw a jewel, and then another, until the sea opened up with the light emanating from deep within my belly. Jewels of all colors rolled from my mouth out onto the landscape before me. Humbled, I knew that I had been carrying them all along, but out in the world I came from, their light was blinding and I had to shield my eyes. I had lived in a world where skeletons and demons walked the dry earth, where color was distorted and answers could not be found. Only enveloped by darkness, the nothingness from which all is created, could the answers shine and illuminate my path. Learning to swim, to float, to be carried by the power of the sea, that is where I am now. I have been to the depths, near drowning, and have found my way home to a place on the other side of the universe. I've come home to be the queen of my kingdom, looking at the mountains I used to climb with awe. I was the strongest of the goats, a survivor among warriors, but that strength pales in comparison to the power of the vibrant colors of paradise. The jewels I returned with are unlikely jewels. To those who can see the color and brilliance, they will glisten and sparkle. To those who know nothing of swimming, they will look like lead. Some of us are too afraid of the water to see what lies hidden beneath. The prophetess spoke again. Your struggle is over. The time for joy is here. Had you not suffered, you would not have stayed in a world so foreign to you. You had to fight to be here, to claim your right to live. You had to, or you would have left long ago. There were no mistakes. That life is over now, and the jewels are yours. Embrace the joy of color and light. Celebrate the wonder of sensation and pleasure. It is the nature of a woman to pulsate with this energy. Live this life before you go. You can be a fish on land now, for the earth no longer holds you prisoner. Speak to her, and she will send you shimmering gold light to sustain you. You have all that you need to live in the mystery, the warmth, and the beauty of being in this form. It is a beauty born of lifetimes of journeying and wisdom won. It emanates from your richest source, but some may not have the eyes to see it. For them you will appear old and scarred, a warrior spent and past her time, a goat. Look deeply into your eyes, and you will see behind them to the truth. You have no age. There is no time. Do not despair, for you will return to the wonders of your home one day. Until then, flow and breathe. Create and laugh. Share the jewels you have fought so hard for. They will light the way as never before. Those who pass through your life will be touched, though they may not be aware of the source. Seek out your sisters and take their hands. Together, your light will turn gray to color, war to peace, and all to love. You are not alone. Experience it all and bring it home to us one day. Until then, we will feel the warmth through you. Your senses are ours. Your lessons teach us well. They have paved the way for many. You are brave beyond measure to have journeyed here. We await your return. In a world where skeletons and demons walked the dry earth, their color was distorted and their answers were false. Only enveloped by darkness, the nothingness from which all is created, could the answers shine with their true color and illuminate her path. The fish began to focus in the darkness, seeing things she had never seen before. Her journey had ended where it began. The fish had traveled far, but the distance she had covered was insignificant. All she had done was step into her own skin in the place where she had begun her life. She had come to rest in a new world, where answers were abundant as long as she closed her eyes and focused with her heart. Unhampered by the goat's struggle, free to feel, to see, to be, the fish took her first breath. Her chest expanded and filled with light. Her body softened and glowed. What had not been apparent to her on earth took on a simple clarity, one that answered her pain and struggle to be a fish on dry land. Her gifts, her riches illuminated the world. Love blossomed. Her hero had found his queen.